Hi YouTube friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Amy. Today I have for you a super spicy ab flow. So we're working all on the core, we're working on our balance, we're making ourselves feel super strong in today's yoga flow. It's only one of our 15-minute ones, so it's super simple, it's nice and chill and enough just to get our bodies moving, to build some heat through our bodies and just make ourselves feel super great and energized, which is all we could want from our yoga flow. Okay, so to begin, we're going to come into child's pose. Now this is going to be the pose that at any point during the flow, you come back to this one, you rest, you reset, and you come back into the flow when you feel, yep, I'm ready to go for it again. So in your child's pose, just come to resting your bum onto the tops of your heels. You might want to have your knees slightly a little bit wider apart here. And then you're just going to take a big inhale, stretching through the chest. And then as you exhale, drop your chest down towards your yoga mat, dropping in between the thighs. Bring your forehead down. Maybe bring the palms so that they're facing up at either side of the legs. And we're just going to take a few breaths here before we start our practice. So it's always really nice, whether you're standing, sitting, laying, before your practice, just to ground yourselves and to start from a good space before you move into your flow. And always kind of redirecting your attention just back to your breath. So we're focusing here on our inhales and on our exhales. Just breathing nice and deeply, slowing everything down before today's practice. We hope you're going to leave today's practice feeling good, feeling strong. Just a couple more rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, reach your arms forward, spreading out the fingertips nice and wide, and then just coming into a tabletop position. So fingertips spread nice and wide, your wrists in line with your shoulders and your knees in line with your hips. So a nice stable tabletop position. And then moving from here, we're going to be doing some knee to chest crunches. So as you take your next inhale, we're going to raise your right leg up. And then as you exhale, bring it in towards your forehead as you bring your forehead towards your knee. Exhale, let it go, extend the right leg out, gaze comes forwards. We're going to do a few rounds of these, so another one, forehead to knee, let it go. Take an inhale, bring the forehead to the knee. We'll do this 2 more times, so we've got 5 on each side. Take another inhale. Then releasing, and then take another inhale and releasing here. Drop the right knee down, maybe give yourselves a little bit of a wiggle out. Take a big inhale as you raise the left leg up, and exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, raise it out. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, raise up, gaze comes forwards. Inhale, knee to nose. 2 more times, folks. Knee to nose. Take an inhale, gaze comes up. Last one. And then inhaling, bringing the knee to the nose. Now bring your knees back down onto your mat. Tuck your toes under. Take a big inhale as you push back, coming into the first downward dog of today's sequence. Now, as always with downward facing dog, your legs might feel super tight, so just be really mindful of how they feel. You might want to keep a bend through the knees. You might want to pedal out the legs. All is good. Just do whatever feels good for you today in your practice. Keep those fingertips spread nice and wide here. Bring your gaze towards your knees or your navel. Take a big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And on your next inhale, raising up the right leg, dropping it back and over, wild thing. So we're going to let the foot drop all the way down behind us as we reach up and over with our right palm. Bring your gaze towards your right palm. Really feel that stretch all the way through the front of the body, all the way through the right hand side of the body as well. And then exhaling, Coming back into downward facing dog. Just take a breath here. And then on your next inhale, repeating on the right hand side. So inhale the left leg up, drop it back and all the way down, nice and gently. Reaching up and over, really feeling that stretch all the way through the body. And then exhaling, coming back into downward facing dog. Now from here, folks, you might want to bring the knees down. You might want to come into your child's pose just to rest for a few rounds of breath, because we are going to be moving through today's flow just a little bit quicker. Just to activate some heat through the body. So just stay in your child's pose for as long as you would like. But as we're going to move on a little bit faster, come back into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale, raising the right leg up. Bring it all the way through, rising up into crescent lunge. So have your knee in line with your ankle and your legs are there on those two railway track lines. Have your back heel raised. Bring the arms sweeping up above the head. Maybe come a little bit deeper into the lunge if you can, if that feels okay. Be really careful here of your hip flexor, because sometimes you can overextend. I can definitely feel that through my left hip flexor here, so I'm not going to go too deep into this lunge. And take a few rounds of breath here. Find a point for your gaze to focus on. And again, in this posture, feel nice and grounded through the feet. Feel the energy flowing through the body. And in our sequence that we did last week, we moved on and we did Warrior 3, so we're going to be doing the same here. So I want you to make your stance a little bit shorter. And with Warrior 3, we bring the weight into our right leg. So if you want to just inhale the arms up so that they're a little bit more raised and ahead of you. You can stay here. This is super good for the balance as well. And you can really feel that all the way through the right leg. If you want to come a little bit deeper, maybe bring the hands to prayer at heart center. And then just gently raise that left leg up. Now we don't always, our balance can be off sometimes in our practice, so if that's you today, no problems. You can always start again. Again, find that focus for your drishti, for your gaze, and it will really help here with your balance. So just come into this as far as you can, as far as feels good. And then dropping that back leg down, raise the arms up with a big inhale, exhale, bring the right leg back, coming into downward facing dog again. And here we're just going to soak in 3 nice long inhales and exhales, pedaling out our legs. Maybe on the next inhale you lift the heels, you really sort of flex through the toes, and just exhale the feet down towards your yoga mat. Again, just be mindful of how your legs are today. We'll take a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to repeat on the left hand side. So inhale the left leg up, exhale, bring it all the way through, rising up into crescent lunge on the left hand side. Bring your gaze, your focus straight in front of you. Raise the arms up above your head, palms facing inwards. Bring the back heel up. And again, I'm definitely feeling this on my hip flexor on the right hand side, so I'm not going to come into this lunge too deep. Focusing on your breathing, a nice stable base through the feet. And then when you're ready, we're going to repeat our Warrior 3 on the left hand side. So bring your stance a little bit shorter again. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. If this is enough, this is good today, then stay here. If you want to come a little bit further, start to bring the weight slightly more into your left foot. And as you do, you're going to raise the right foot up. A little bit more wobbly on this side. Finding that point for the gaze. And again, focusing on your breath. And then exhale, dropping the back leg down. Inhale, raise the arms up above the head. Exhale, stepping back into our downward facing dog. And again, Pedaling out the legs, 3 nice long inhales and exhales here. And don't forget, you can always come into child's pose at any point through today's practice. Take a couple more breaths. And we're going to drop into plank. So, forearm plank. Bring your forearms down onto your yoga mat. Have your elbows so that they're in line with your shoulders. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Bring the hips a little bit lower to the mat here. You don't want to have them so that they're pointing up too far. You want to have as good a straight line as you can. And again, coming into plank is quite an intense pose in itself. So I'm going to stay here just for a few rounds of breath. And then moving on to side plank. So come up onto the hands, nice and steady. Take an inhale as we raise the right arm up, spinning the heels down. Bring the gaze up towards your right palm, pushing away from the mat with the left palm. Nice and strong. Activating the core. And as you exhale, coming back down to your yoga mat, staying in plank. And then repeating on the left hand side. So raising the left arm up, gaze comes towards the left palm. Nice and strong, focus on your breath. Really pushing away from the yoga mat with your right palm. And exhale, coming back. Come back down into your forearm plank. We'll stay here for a couple rounds of breath. And then from here, push yourselves back up, back into downward facing dog. This is your last downward facing dog of today's sequence, folks. So really soak it all in. Take 3 nice long deep breaths here. Maybe on your next inhale, inhale through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth. Do that one more time. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Boat pose is next. So come into seated position, however is comfortable for you. Swing the legs straight up here. Coming into Navasana, our boat pose. So again, you might want to focus on the toes as the fixed point for your gaze. These are quite intense postures, so take it nice and easy. And then I want you to drop your elbows down to your yoga mat. Drop your legs down to your yoga mat. We're just going to do some single leg raises here. So inhale the left leg up, exhale it down. Inhale right leg, exhale it down. Left leg up, exhale down. Right leg up, exhale it down. Couple more times on each leg with these. Inhale left leg, inhale right leg, exhale the right leg down. Now we're going to go for both legs here, folks. So inhale, raise the legs up, exhale, drop them down. Don't go all the way to your yoga mat. Inhale them back up, exhale down. We're only going to do a few, don't come all the way to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhaling down. Let the feet go. Oh my goodness. Give yourselves a little bit of a shuffle so that you can come into a laying down position on your yoga mat. Inhale the legs in towards your chest. Give yourself a really nice big hug. Maybe give yourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side. Just a massage through the spine. You might want to come into happy baby, grabbing hold of the toes with the thumb and the forefinger. Let the legs fall out to the side. And just rock and roll yourselves from side to side here. It feels really nice just to massage through the spine and through the back. Bring the legs back into the chest. Give yourselves one last twist here. So extending your right leg down, take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your left knee over to the right hand side. Bring your gaze to your left palm, which is looking over your left shoulder. Take a couple breaths here. Take an inhale, bring the knees back into the chest, switching over the legs, so extend your left leg down, sweep the right leg over, and then gaze comes out towards your right palm. Take a couple of rounds of breath. And we're just slowing everything down now after today's practice. And then on the inhale, bring the knees into the chest for one last little hug, one last little roll from side to side. And then extend the legs down. We're going to come into a very short Savasana in today's flow. Just going to wiggle myself over. I've moved quite a bit on my yoga mat. But as always, you can press pause on here. You can take as long as you need for your Shavasana. Just really soak everything in, let the body absorb today's practice, all the good vibes from today's movement on your yoga mat. And when you're ready, just maybe start to wiggle the fingertips, wiggle the toes. Take a big inhale, raise the arms up above the head, interlace the fingers and just give yourselves a really nice stretch, pointing through the toes. And then exhale to release, rolling over onto your right hand side, coming up into a comfortable cross-legged position. Just giving ourselves a little bow, a little thank you for today's practice. And there we are, folks. That was our 15-minute core yoga flow. I hope that you've really enjoyed it. I hope that you feel like you've worked your body, you've built some heat, and that you leave today's practice feeling nice and strong and energized. I've got another 15-minute yoga flow coming for you next week as well. So don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and you'll get notified of when those hit the channel too. Okay, folks, have an awesome week. I will see you next time. Namaste.